All right, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga kaguro. And of course, welcome back to Guru Pinoy. We would like to especially welcome back, of course, the members of Team Piaget. Again, if you are a member of Team Piaget, you can answer our quizzes from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Whenever we have our live stream, then of course you can watch the full-length video. You can just go back to all the videos that we have, and then you can also download the PDF files that we have on our group. And of course, you can also enjoy the free pre-board and free final coaching. Again, we don't have any separate payment for our pre-board and final coaching. The only way that you can join them would be to become a member of Team Piaget. So if you'll be taking the LET this September, pwede pa po kayong humabol and become a member of Team Piaget. Just send a message to our Facebook page. Now, today we have just started our registration for Team Bruner. This is our team for March 2023, the licensure exam for teachers. And of course, there's a promo for the first 300 students, and we are going to start our orientation in October, no? So October po yung start ng ating klase for Team Bruner. So again, if you'll be taking your LET in March 2023, become a member of Team Bruner. Pag meron pa pong slots, habol po kayo. If you can, as soon as you can, no, po pwede na po kayo magpa-register. Open na po yung registration natin for Team Bruner. Now, if you are a member of Team Piaget and na reschedule yung inyong LET, nor hindi kayo makakapag-take ng LET this September, and you are a part of the new curriculum, mag-message po kayo sa ating Facebook page. There's 50% discount for all members of Team Piaget who will be joining Team Bruner. So again, Team Bruner Section A is already open for registration. So again, please send a message to our Facebook page. Now, tonight, we are also starting our GCash and Load promo. Now, this is our papremyo, our contest. So what you do is you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You answer our quiz, today's live stream or tonight's live stream on our YouTube channel. Then you are going to have a chance to win GCash and Glow. Okay, so again, this will be for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays of this week. That's 7 p.m. That's going to be on the YouTube channel of Gurong Pinoy. So if you are a member of Team Piaget and you also would want to have a chance to join the GCash or Load contest, no? Pwede po kayong pumunta doon sa ating YouTube channel. Doon muna kayo sumagot. And then pag naputol yung ating YouTube channel and ating Facebook page na video, since snippets lamang po yung video natin dyan, pwede po kayong bumalik sa Team Piaget. So again, it's only Team Piaget members who have access to our full-length video. So again, mag-join po kayo, no? If you are watching us on YouTube, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you answer the question. There's going to be one question of the day, and we will be picking the first 5 lucky winners. Now, those are the first 5 people who are going to answer the question correctly. Okay, so again, that's only through our YouTube channel this week. Okay, so antabayanan niyo po yung question of the day natin. Okay, now tonight's discussion is centered on professional education. Some of you may find this difficult. Now, this is part of your licensure exam for teachers. So again, if you are a B.Ed graduate, the parts of your licensure exam would only be your Gen Ed and Prof Ed. So 40% Gen Ed, then 60% Prof Ed. If you have a major, that means you are a graduate of BS Ed, you'll have 20%. Okay, so 40% would be your general education, and then you have mali yata, no, 2020, then is it 2020 40, no? No, 2020 60. Okay, I'll try to check, no? But mas malaki talaga yung percentage natin for our professional education. Now, some of you who've been our members for a longer period of time, medyo nadadalian na kayo sa professional education. Even in my case, I find general education much difficult than professional education kasi yung general education questions natin can come from anywhere. Pero yung ating professional education, I usually say na the answer can be found in your question. So, basahin maigi, analyze maigi, try to comprehend the questions, and you can easily come up with the correct answer, the correct choice. All right, so again, tonight we are going to be talking about professional education, but before that, of course, let us all have our opening prayer. Dear Lord, I come to you to ask for your guidance and direction in this study session. I ask that the Holy Spirit fill me with strength, creativity, and understanding to get through my studies without difficulty or sin. Help me hold my focus and attention. Help me to retain all that I learn. These make my mind sharp and keep distractions at bay. If any part of my studying is weak or lacking in some way, let it be revealed so that I may correct it. Thank you for this opportunity to learn. Amen. All right. Now, once again, this is professional education. Yes, I see your comment. So, tama po yan. Secondary, that's 20% for general education, 40% for your profit, and of course, 40% for your majorship. Okay? So, again, mas malaki pa rin yung percentage ng ating prof ed, regardless whether you're B-ed or BS ed. And so, kailangan nating araling mabuti yung ating professional education. Okay? Now, if you are ready, please do like, love, and share this video. Start a watch party, tag your friends. It's very important that you are sharing our video so that you can help Gurong Pinoy reach, we can reach out to more kaguro. And of course, if you can, please do send us your stars and super chat, super stickers naman sa ating YouTube channel, okay? Maraming salamat to all our star senders, Ma'am Mary Florence Agapito, Sir Edward Oracion, thank you po. Again, thank you for supporting Guru Pinoy by sending stars. Si Ma'am Bamba Beth Pasqua, Ma'am Danica Tesoro or Tenoso. Maraming salamat po. Si Grace, Ma'am Leslie Bustamante Galeno, Ma'am Resticiana Jean Pagaspas Espina, si Ma'am Mikay Karaan, si Ma'am Zet Vidi. Maraming salamat po. Again, thank you so much for sending stars. Ma'am Angie De La Peña, Ma'am Ann Cotamora, Sir Rejan Leysa or Ma'am Rejan Leysa Villera, Ma'am Julian Torreno, maraming salamat po. Ma'am Johaima Lumna, assalamualaikum sa lahat ng ating mga Muslim brothers and sisters. Okay? Again, this is General Education. Please do like, love, share our video. We start with question number 1. Okay, number 1, FPJ Fernando Poe Jr. became a legend in the show business because of his talent, determination, and hard work. What role does this illustrate? Is it letter A, ascribed role, letter B, hereditary role, letter C, achieved role, or letter D, temporary role? What's your choice for question number 1? Okay, number 1, ICCs. Okay, again, please do put your comments, your answers in our comment box. Ma'am Teresa Jane Diza Sapeda, maraming salamat po for the stars. Ma'am Mary Hakusale Mondejar, thank you po. Ma'am Chesa Morfe Agravante, Ma'am Ira Anyadlas Atura, and si B-Blog Sorain. Thank you so much po. Sir Conrad Saison, kamag-anak ko yata Sir Conrad. Maraming salamat for the stars. Okay, I see a lot of letter C's for question number 1. Okay, so this is a question about FPJ, and it said that he became a legend because of his talent, determination, and hard work. So what kind of role does this show us? And of course, the correct choice would be letter C, achieved role. Okay, let's take a look at our slide. Now, you have 2 types of roles here, 2 types of statuses. Okay, so the first one is achieved status. This is a status that an individual earns or chooses, and that reflects their skills, abilities, and efforts. No? So, pinaghirapan mo ang achieved status. Na-achieve mo siya dahil pinaghirapan mo siya. Parang siya, di ba? Yung iyong jowa. Na-achieve mo siya dahil pinaghirapan mo siya, no? Niligawan mo siya maigi, matagal na panahon, sinuyo ng sinuyo, no? Hanggang sa siya ay napa-oo mo, hanggang sa natanggap mo yung matamis niyang oo. So that's achieved, no? Achieved status, your achievement. It's something that you work hard on, that it's something that you nurture your skills, your abilities para ma-achieve mo. Now, that's achieved status. Now, another thing that we have here is ascribed status. Your ascribed status naman, this is a type of status that an individual is born with or otherwise assigned or has no control over. So you were born with it. Okay? That means kahit nasa sinapupunan pa lamang ikaw ng inyong nanay, meron ka ng status na ito. No? So your usual examples for this would be your royal blood, no? Yung mga monarchs natin, members ng royal family in the UK. Okay? So that's ascribed status. Binigay sa kanya because of birth. No? So through birth. But your choice for number 1, of course, is achieved status. Okay, so letter C for question number 1. We go to number 2. Under the learning to do pillar, which of the following instruments must be acquired so that a person can perform his work effectively? Letter A, competence. Letter B, insights. Letter C, compromise. Or letter D, communication. Tama, no? Meron ako nakitang comment kanina, parang pagiging LPT, no? So it is an achieved status. Kailangan mong paghirapan, okay? Bago ka maging LPT, kaya tayo nagre-review, no? Kaya tayo nagpupuyat, kaya tayo nagsasacrifice, konti lang muna yung time for dating, time for K-pop or K-drama, no? Teleserye, review muna, mag-movie marathon muna sigurong Pinoy because we'd want to become LPTs. It's an achieved status, something that you work hard on. Okay, number two, under the learning to do pillar, which of the following instruments must be acquired so that a person can perform his work effectively? I see a lot of letter A's in our comment box, and of course, that is the correct choice. Okay, so learning to do pertains to skills and competence, and so our choice is letter A, competence. Okay, not insights, not compromise, not communication. Let's take a look at your next slide. Okay, now this slide here came from our video. There is a separate YouTube video, no, from Gurong Pinoy that talks about the four different pillars of education. There's so many videos on our YouTube channel, no, almost 500 videos po sa YouTube channel natin. Balikan niyo po yung lahat. And of course, mag-movie marathon. That is one method for you to easily acquire the skills so that you can easily conquer the left. Mag-movie marathon po sa Gurong Pinoy. Now, you have learning to know, learning to live together, learning to do, and learning to be. Now, when you say learning to know, with the term know there, this pertains to mental capacity. No? So mental ability, mental capacity, cognitive, that's learning to know. Learning to live together, of course, you are able to live with different types of people from different walks of life, even with those people who have different opinions from you. Even if BBM siya, ikaw naman ay Lenny Robredo, or ikaw naman ay Manny Pacquiao, or ikaw naman ay Isko Moreno. No? So you are able to accept people even if they are different from what you are. Okay, so that's learning to live together in harmony. Now, learning to do, again, we've mentioned this is pertaining to skills or competence. You should have the right skills, the right competence, so that you can be successful in your job or in your work, for example. Now, learning to be, that is becoming the best version of yourself. So this is your self actualization as a Maslow's hierarchy. Okay, so that's learning to be, being the best version of yourself. So para na siyang combination of learning to know, learning to live together, and learning to do. That's your learning to be. Now, aside from these four pillars of education, there actually is a fifth pillar for sustainable development education, and that is learning to transform. And usually we'd say learning to transform oneself and society, and this also pertains to our curriculum. The curriculum should be able to transform with the needs of our society. Kunwari, during the time of the pandemic, nung pumutok yung COVID, until ngayon pa naman, no, ramdam pa rin natin yung COVID, although less na yung ating restrictions, no? The curriculum also shifted. Okay, so learning to transform, the curriculum should be able to shift, the curriculum should be able to adjust with the needs, with the demands of our society. That's the fifth pillar for sustainable development education. Okay, so again, these are all found in the YouTube video na four pillars of education sa Gurong Pinoy po natin na YouTube channel. Okay, we move on with the next question. Number 3, a mother gives her son his favorite snack every time the boy cleans his room. Afterward, the boy cleans his room every day in anticipation of the snack. Which theory is illustrated? Letter A, associative learning. Letter B, classical conditioning. Letter C, operant conditioning. Or letter D, modeling. What's your choice for number 3? Thank you, Ma'am Lorian Dising and Ma'am Ivy Colleen Cogtas Pitugo for sending us stars. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Ellen Joy Colyamat. Ganun din po kina Ma'am Christina Cabanhen Labong and Ma'am Danny May Fuentes for sending stars. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am Jenny Simangan, thank you po. Ma'am Grace Ogsimel, Ma'am Roshan Alagar Abinoha, maraming salamat po for sending stars. Okay, again, maraming salamat to all our star senders, super chatters, super sticker senders. Thank you so much. And of course, sa lahat ng ating mga kagurong nag-like na, nag-love, and of course, nag-share ng ating video. Nahangad natin na kayo ay pumasa, no, lahat kayo maging LPT. Okay, and of course, we are currently waiting for the results of our June 2022 na licensure exam for teachers. No? Marami-rami na naman yung magiging bago nating mga kaguro. Okay, number three, I see a lot of letter C's sa ating comment box. Tumpak kaya ang letter C. Okay, now your situation here, you have a mother and a boy, and every time the boy cleans his room, the mother would give him a reward, okay? And so now the boy cleans his room every day because he'd want to have that reward, the snack, no? So which theory is illustrated? Okay, the correct choice here, of course, would be letter C. Tumpak po yung letter C, operant conditioning. Okay, now bakit operant conditioning? Operant conditioning, of course, was by B.F. Skinner, no? So Burroughs Frederick Skinner, and this pertains to reward and punishment. If you'd want a child, if you'd want your student to redo a certain action, you have to give that student rewards, no? So dapat meron siyang rewards, dapat meron siyang premyo para ulit-ulitin niya. Ginawa natin to, no? Or na-experience natin to, hindi ko lang alam kung kayo na-experience nyo din. When we were younger, no, tayo ay nasa daycare center, no? Ito yung pang-uto sa atin ng ating daycare teacher. No? Every time that you finish your straight line, your slant line, your broken lines, you'd always have stars on your fist. No? So naglalagay si ma'am ng stars sa ating fists. Minsan tad-tad na, no? Parang meron ka ng bruise, parang meron ka ng pasa dahil sa dami ng stars na nilagay ni ma'am. Ngayon nga stickers na yung nilalagay, no? So even if you have your kid now, ako ginagawa ko rito sa anak ko si Ray, no? You'd give that person or that student or that kid a reward para ulit-ulitin niya, no? Yung kanyang ginagawa. Now, if you don't like the action, you can actually give the opposite, which is a punishment. Okay? So, punishment pwedeng grounded, pwedeng bawasan yung allowance, for example. No? So, these are just a few concepts that are associated with operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner. No? So, tandaan po, reward, punishment, reinforcement, feedback, and computer-aided instruction. Lahat po yan ay galing kay B.F. Skinner. No? So, pag nakita niyo po yan sa left at tinanong kayo kung anong klaseng theory ito or kung sino yung proponent, reward, punishment, reinforcement, feedback, and computer-aided instruction, your answer would be operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner. Okay? Now, yung classical conditioning mo naman, letter B, this is by Ivan Pavlov. Yung makikita mo naman sa left about your classical conditioning theory would be your trauma and phobia. No? So usually, the usual question would be, pumunta ka sa dentist or nakita mo yung dentist office, kinabahan ka, no? So, because as a child, meron kang bad experience in the office of the dentist. Phobia and trauma would be under classical conditioning. Yung generalization and discrimination. Alam mo kung kailan ka lamang matatakot sa aso, that's discrimination. At yung generalization naman, generalize mo. Sa all types of dogs, you are scared, no? That's all part of classical conditioning by Ivan Pavlov. Okay, now associative learning, of course, you associate a certain thing with another, stimulus and response. Okay, remember when you say stimulus, this is something that can trigger a reaction, and your response, of course, that is your reaction. Now, modeling, of course, this is part of behaviorism, no? So learning by modeling. So as teachers, also as parents, we should be models, no? We should be models for our kids. Okay, ika nga nila, no? Kung ano yung ginagawa ng matatanda ay nagiging tama sa mata ng bata, no? So practice what you preach. Kung ano yung sinabi mo, dapat ginagawa mo, no? Kasi actions are caught, not taught, no? So kahit na anong turo mo, kung nakikita nila ay iba, yung nakikita nila yung kanilang gagawin or yung kanilang kokopyahin. So as teachers, again, and as parents, our roles are very crucial. We should always be models to our child. Okay, but for number 3, letter C ang ating tumpak na choice. We move on to question number 4. Okay, question number 4. You see the Gurong Pinoy logo at the bottom, which means that this is our question of the day. Okay, so again, question of the day, ito po yung ating basis sa ating GCash or load, no? But you should be answering on our YouTube channel, and we are going to be taking the first 5 people who answered this correctly. Okay, so number 4. The Philippine Association for Teacher and Educators, or PAFTE, proposed a new curriculum for teacher education to make graduates of teacher education more globally competitive. This may be classified as blank. Letter A, supported curriculum. Letter B, hidden curriculum. Letter C, recommended curriculum. Or letter D, assessed curriculum. What's your choice? Okay, so again, this is our question of the day. First 5 are going to be receiving their GCash or load. Okay, so titingnan natin mamaya na i-verify natin kung sino yung ating mga lucky winners. Okay, what's your choice for number 4? Okay, so again, you'll know that the question's our question of the day if you see our logo. Okay, so on Wednesday, abangan nyo po yan. Ay, hello. Batiin ko lamang si Ma'am Buenafe Porol, isa sa ating mga Team Thunders, no? Laban lang mga kaguro, sabi ni Ma'am Buenafe. Huwag panghinaan ng loob. Think positive. Maging LPT na rin kayo. Kaya nyo yan. Araw-araw lang panoorin ang video ni Coach Mac. And of course, Ma'am Buenafe Porol is already a licensed professional teacher. Isa siyang member ng ating, I cannot remember, maybe Team Gardner, yung unang-una nating team, no? So congratulations again, Ma'am Buenafe Porol. And of course, thank you for the inspiration that you are giving our future LPTs. Okay? Now, what's your choice? Again, ano po yung inyong choice? Number 4. What is your choice for question number 4? Okay, I see a lot of letter C's. Okay, the PAFTE proposed a new curriculum for teacher education to make graduates of teacher education more globally competitive. This may be classified as, the correct choice of course is letter C, no? Recommended curriculum. Halos lahat naman kayo tumpak ang inyong choice, no? So again, your keyword there is proposed. Okay, so this is something when you say recommended curriculum, this is proposed by the experts, no? So your experts here, of course, is PAFTE. Okay, that's your expert. So they proposed a new curriculum for teacher education so that they are going to become globally competitive. Letter C po ang ating tumpak na choice. Let's take a look at the rest of our curriculums. Okay, now this slide came from our YouTube video. No? So again, meron po tayong YouTube video on curriculum development. 3 pong video natin, no, on curriculum development sa ating YouTube channel. So again, balikan niyo po lahat ng videos natin doon para po maipasa yung ating licensure exam. Okay, now the first one here is recommended curriculum. Ito yung hinahanap natin kanina, proposed by scholars and professional organizations. And so PAFTE, of course, is considered as one of our professional organizations for teachers. Kaya recommended curriculum yung ating hinahanap. Number 2, written curriculum. This appears in school, district, and division. Okay, so mga letters or mga papers ng ating school districts and division office, that's what you call your written curriculum. This is overt and explicit type of curriculum. Nakikita talaga, no? Obvious type of curriculum. Taught curriculum, from the word taught, this is the one that your teachers teach inside the classroom, no? Kung ano yung tinuturo sa classroom, that's your taught curriculum. Now, the next type of curriculum is supported curriculum. When you say supported curriculum here, this is the type of curriculum supported by the different resources, by the textbooks, by the computers in your school. Assessed curriculum is the one that is tested and evaluated, from the term assess. Learn curriculum, from the term learn, as opposed to your taught, no? Yung taught curriculum kanina, kung ano yung tinuturo ng teacher. Ang learn curriculum naman ay kung ano yung nalilearn ng inyong students. Okay, now you also have your hidden curriculum, the last type, the kinds of learnings children derive from the very nature and organizational design of the public school, as well as from the behaviors and attitudes of teachers and administrators. This is covert. This is something that you did not intend to teach them, but something that they have imbibed, no? So something that they have learned, although you did not actually want to teach. these things to your students. Okay, so that's your hidden curriculum. We move on to question number 5. Teacher Mimi sees to it that she checks for understanding as she teaches to ensure that every student can follow the lesson. With what form of assessment is she occupied with? Letter A, assessment of learning only. Letter B, assessment for learning only. Letter C, assessment as learning only. Or letter D, assessment for and as learning. Okay, ano po yung inyong choice? Number 5. Ma'am Sheila Beth, maraming salamat for the stars. There is another person, kaya lang yung character Chinese yata yung character ng name ni ma'am. Hindi ko po mabasa. Ma'am Mira, maraming salamat po for sending us stars. Ma'am Ganzon, Samson, Charlene, thank you. Ma'am Annie, Oni Macnyop, maraming salamat po. Okay, again to all our star senders, thank you so much. Ma'am Jeline Lisay, thank you po. Ma'am Rizamel, maraming salamat po. Okay, now what's your choice? Number 5, I see a lot of P's sa ating chat box or ating comment box. Okay, and the correct choice of course here would be letter B, assessment for learning. Meron din tayong video on assessment of learning, no? So, meron tayong video doon kung saan dinifferentiate ko yung assessment as, of, or for learning. At meron din siyang sample quiz. Balikan niyo po yung lahat sa ating YouTube channel. Okay, now let's take a look at the differences. Now, when you say assessment for learning, yung hint niyo po dito is the term for, no? For, which stands for formative. Ano ba yung formative assessment mo? Formative assessment is a type of assessment that you do daily, no? These are the types of assessment that you use to check for understanding. Should I reteach? Or should I proceed to the next lesson? Naintindihan ba ng estudyante ko or hindi? No? Usually, your formative assessment is not graded. No? So, that is just your gauge para makita mo, para ma-measure mo kung naintindihan nila yung mga tinuro mo. That's assessment for learning. And it is done during instruction. No? So, during instruction, formative assessment, it's used for checking. Okay, so checking for understanding. That's assessment for learning. Now, assessment as learning here, your hint would be the letter S. Okay, so assessment as learning, letter S sa as. And this means this is a type of assessment that is done by the students. Okay, so students ito. This is students' self-reflection. This is students' metacognition. Now, they think about their thinking. They learn about their learning. Now, so here, the students are involved in the learning process. The students use self-assessment. Ito ay ginagawa po ng estudyante, no? Assessment as learning. Now, the rest or the next one, the last one here is assessment of learning. And this is your evaluation, and this is your summative assessment. This assists teachers to use evidence of student learning to assess student achievement. Your achievement test, summative test, okay? So that is your assessment of learning. And this is done after instruction. No? So yung mga first grading test mo, grading yung periodical test mo, these are types of assessment of learning. Naging effective ba yung learning, yung teaching ko sa aking mga students after instruction na siya. That's assessment of learning. So again, assessment for learning is formative. It is done during instruction. And of course, it is used to measure students' understanding, to check students' understanding. Assessment of learning is done after instruction. That's your summative test, your achievement test, your periodical test. And assessment as learning naman is done by the students themselves. Self-assessment by the students, a reflection, metacognition by the students. Okay? So I hope medyo klaro na, no? Klaro na sana sa inyo yung differences between assessment for, as, and of learning. Lumalabas po itong lahat sa inyong licensure exam for teachers. Okay, we move on with question number 6. Studies in the areas of neuroscience disclose that the human brain has limitless capacity. What does it imply? Letter A, every child is a potential genius. Letter B, every pupil has his own native ability and his learning is limited to his native ability. Letter C, some pupils are admittedly not capable of learning. Or letter D, pupils can possibly reach a point where they have learned everything. Okay, what's your choice? Number 6. Again, please don't forget to like, love, share our video kung hindi pa po kayo nakakapag-like, love, and of course, share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends. Maraming salamat. And of course, maraming salamat sa ating mga star senders. Ma'am Tin Tanse, maraming salamat po. Natsuki, si Ma'am Tin, halos every live natin, merong pa-star si Ma'am Tin. Maraming salamat po. Okay, again, sa ating mga star senders, thank you so much. Ma'am Jeza, thank you for sending us stars. Okay, what is your choice for question number 6? Ma'am Aiko May, maraming salamat po for the stars. Ganon din kay Sir Dominic Tagiam, maraming salamat for sending 90 stars. Okay, I see A's sa ating comment box. Okay, now, again, yung Prof Ed nyo ay napakadali basta you comprehend the question, no? Basta hinihimay-himay nyo yung question, okay? Tingnan natin yung ating question number 6. Studies in the areas of neuroscience disclosed, no? So that means exposed, discovered that the human brain has limitless capacity. So sabi daw, yung brain natin, walang limit yung capacity, no? So limitless, walang limit. That means unlimited yung capacity ng ating human brain. So what does this imply? That means, of course, your choice should be every child is a potential genius. Okay? If your brain has limitless capacity, walang limit, that means kung pwede lahat tayo maging genius, no? So depende lamang kung paano tayo ni-nurture, depende lamang kung paano tayo inalagaan, and of course, that is your choice. Letter A ang ating tumpak na choice. Okay? Now, letter B mo dito, sabi ng letter B, may native ability lamang siya and limited, no? So hindi po pwede po yung letter B mo kasi contradict siya doon sa limitless capacity. Letter C, not capable of learning, hindi din siya po pwede, no? So, contradictory din siya. Letter D, pupils can possibly reach a point where they have learned everything. That means meron ding limit, no? So, B, C, and D mo are all the same. Lahat sila may limits. Okay? But sabi ng number 6 mo, limitless. Okay? And so, letter A ang ating tumpak na choice. Number 7. What can be said of Jerome, who obtained a score of 75 in a grammar objective test? Letter A, he answered 75 items in the test correctly. Letter B, he answered 75% of the test items correctly. Letter C, his rating is 75. Or letter D, he performed better than 25% of his classmates. Okay, what's your choice? Number 7, please put it in our comment box. Okay, ano po yung ating tumpak na choice for number 7? Hello po sa ating mga newbies, no? Nakalimutan kong i-welcome yung ating newbies, kaway-kaway, lahat ng ating mga newbies, welcome po. And of course, balik-balik po. Our live streams are on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We have our free live streams, no? Diyan po sa ating Facebook page and diyan din po sa ating YouTube channel. Nakakanood po kayo ng libre. We also have so many videos on our YouTube channel, as I've mentioned, almost 500 videos. But of course, if you'd want to watch the full-length video of our live stream, magpa-member po kayo sa ating teams. There's Team Piaget for those of you who will be taking the LET this September. And there's Team Bruner. Section A is already open for those of you who will be taking the LET in March 2023. So how can you become a member? Just send a message to our Facebook page. That's Gurong Pinoy. Kung saan po kayo nanonood ngayon, no? Mag-send lamang po kayo ng ating the message later. And of course, hintayin nyo po yung reply ng ating admin. Okay, number 7, ICAs. What can be said of Jerome, who obtained a score of 75 in a grammar objective test? And the correct choice, of course, would be letter A. He answered 75 items in the test correctly. Now, letters B, C, and D mo are all the same. The letters B, C, and D are talking about your norm reference. Now, you are comparing the score of Jerome with the score of the entire group. So, kunwari dito sa letter D mo, he performed better than 25% of his classmates. Sabi naman sa letter C mo, his rating is 75, no? So, when you are talking about rating or ranking, that is norm reference testing. Ang letter B mo naman, he answered 75%. We don't know if it is 75% because we don't know the total number of items, no? So, we cannot choose letter B. Hindi natin alam kung ilan lahat. So, hindi natin alam kung 75% ba ay tumpak or maaring baka hindi siya 100 items, so hindi siya magiging 75%. But of course, ang tumpak na choice is he answered 75 items in the test correctly. And this is a case of your criterion reference, no? Sa criterion reference test mo ito. Let's take a look at your next slide. Now, you have two types of tests, your norm reference testing and your criterion reference test. Okay, so again, when you say norm reference, your test results, the test results of one student, are compared to the results of a similar group of people and testers and are ranked in relation to other testers. No? So you are comparing the results of one student with the results of the other students or of the entire group. But when you say criterion reference, from the term criterion or criteria, the test results of one student are compared to a set standard or criteria. And testers are ranked in relation to the body of tested knowledge. Hindi sila hindi kino-compare yung result ni student A with the result of student B, but the results are compared to the set criteria, to the given criteria. So again, as I've mentioned before in some of our live streams, yung let nyo po are, your let is both criterion reference and norm reference. Bakit criterion reference? Because you have your passing percentage, diba? May passing score ka, meron kang competence, no? Meron kang competencies. It's criterion reference. But your let is also norm reference because of the ranking. No? Meron ding top 20 students. So, nirarank din kayo, nire-rating din kayo, no? Chine-check yung inyong rating. And so, we can say that it's also norm reference. So, the let is both criterion reference and, of course, also norm reference. Okay? But your choice there will be letter A for this item. We move on with number 8. What is the mean of this score distribution? 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Letter A, 10.2. Letter B, 7. Letter C, 9.4. Or letter D, 12. Okay, what's your choice for number 8? Ma'am Dali Balbes Anyabieza, maraming salamat po for sending the stars. Thank you to all our star senders. Okay, what is your choice? Question number 8 na po tayo. Some more answers, please. What's your answer? Question number 8. Again, if you are a newbie, balikan po lahat ng ating videos dyan po sa ating YouTube channel. And if you can become a member of our teams, Team Piaget for September and Team Brunner naman for March, magpo-member po kayo. Just send a message through our Facebook page. Okay, what is our choice? For number 8, I see a lot of letter C's. We are looking for the mean. Okay, now you are given your score distribution of 5, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You are being asked for the mean. Mean, of course, is the average. And you all know how to get the average, no? For you to get the average, you simply add up all the scores and you divide that by the number of items. So 5 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 divided by 5 because you have 5 different scores. Your sum is 47 divided by 5 and the answer is letter C, 9.4. Now, you all know that your mean is one measure of central tendency. Kung gaano ka-clumped, kung gaano ka-close together yung inyong scores. No, meron din tayong video na to on our YouTube channel. Okay, so you have the mean, which is the average. You have the median, which is the middlemost score. And of course, you have the mode, which is the most frequently appearing score. Okay, so balikan po yung lahat ng ating videos, those that I've mentioned. So usually, my discussion would also be coming from those videos that I've already discussed. Okay, so letter C, 9.4 for number 8. We go to number 9. A student gets a numerical grade of 80. What is his descriptor for his level of proficiency? Letter A, very satisfactory. Letter B, satisfactory. Letter C, fairly satisfactory. Or letter D, did not meet expectations. What's your choice? Number 9. Again, yung ating pong video dyan sa ating Facebook page at sa ating YouTube channel ay napuputol. And so, if you'd want to watch the full-length video and of course answer our quizzes, join our pre-board and our final coaching, magpa-member po kayo sa Pichet if you'll be taking your LET this September or sa Brunner if you'll be taking the LET in March. Okay, just send a message to our Facebook page, ICBs, sa ating comment box. Letter B kaya ay tumpak or letter B kaya ay ligwak? Eh, pag ligwak, okay lang po. No? Move on ka agad. Parang relasyon nyo yan, no? Kapag ka nakipag-break siya sa'yo, ayaw na niya sa'yo, move on ka agad. It's okay, no? It's okay. Po pwedeng umiyak. Hindi bawal umiyak, pero pagkatapos nun, move on ka agad, diba? Ang importante dito sa ating pagre-review, kahit na mali, no? Kahit na ligwak sa ating review, ang importante po ay tumpak sa ating licensure exam for teachers. Okay, number 9, ICBs. Okay. Number 9, a student gets a numerical grade of 80. What is his descriptor for his level of proficiency? And the correct choice, of course, would be letter B, satisfactory. No? Satisfactory po ang ating tumpak na choice. This, of course, are the different levels of proficiency descriptors under the K to 12. Okay, so under po ito sa K to 12. And you have the following descriptors here. If the grading scale, your grades are from 90 to 100, that's outstanding. From 85 to 89, that's very satisfactory. 80 to 84, that's satisfactory. 75 to 79, that's fairly satisfactory. Then, of course, you have below 75, it's a failing grade, and the descriptor is did not meet expectations. Okay? But we were looking for sa 80, no? 80 yung ating question. And so, satisfactory ang ating tumpak na choice. Okay? So, letter B for item number 9. We go to number 10. In unit planning, using the topical approach, it is helpful to use the blank of the textbook. Letter A, attachments. Letter B, appendix. Letter C, graphs and tables. Or letter D, table of contents. Okay, what's your choice? Number 10. Okay, ano kaya ang ating tumpak na choice for question number 10?